to another video. I might sound a little different because I'm not using the same. Oh shoot! Wait. All right, I might not be sorry if I sound different. I'm not using the same microphone that I normally use. I'm using the one that came with my system and not my Turtle Beach headset that I always use.
You're on your own, soldier.
Sorry if I sound a little different, and sorry if you don't hear cause the chat headset thing or whatever doesn't have a. I have to turn on my TV audio. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear the in-game audio. Maybe you won't hear my voice. I'm not sure, but let's hope that that's not the case. But today I want to take a few minutes because I never really knew why I played video games. I thought I just always played video games because I didn't like doing anything else or whatever, and then I realized that I play video games for. I really don't have a lot of friends in my social life. I don't really have a social life. So then I'm realizing that that's one reason. I meet so many people on Xbox, and even if I'm only friends with them for a few days or maybe even a few weeks, that's that little bit of time that I just have with another person, and I'm not all by myself. I meet all these people. It's not even just that though. I mean, if I have a really bad day, something happens, I feel embarrassed, I could just hop on my Xbox, play some games for a few hours, and then deal with that stress another time. It lets me take a break from dealing with stress, especially when things don't go as you plan in the real world. Like you don't. Sorry, I'm a little sick too today. So the combination of a different microphone and me not really feeling too well, it might sound a little different, but yeah. Sometimes I have bad days. School, whenever, I mean, I know it's out now, I'm on summer break, but even regardless, it's just something that I would do to pass by the time, so then I can deal with deal with life as when I want to deal with it. A bit of relief, and it also makes time go faster because I actually have something I'm involved in doing. I actually feel like I'm doing something else. If you know what I mean. I feel like I'm not just doing things for nothing. Like when I go to school, I feel like I'm just doing work. I feel like I never really get anywhere with it. I feel like it's like, now what? I'm in a new grade. Nothing from the previous grade really matters too much for the most part. With gaming, it's different though. For example, you play Call of Duty. Now, I am playing Infinite Warfare. I said how much I really don't like this game, but it's actually not too bad. The gun game is pretty cool, but that's the only real cool part about it. Every time I get into a TDM or whatever, it's nonsense, but there's no stupid variants in gun games, so that's cool, but beside the point. Let's say you like playing Call of Duty, and let's say you play Advanced Warfare or something. You play it for a while, you get max level or whatever, you really, not a lot of people who like that game, probably more than the amount of people who like Infinite Warfare, but people like some people like it. There's people out there who do. And then you play it so much, you're into it. And then when you play Black Ops 3 when that comes out, for example, a lot more people like Black Ops 3 and I feel like I just like that game better. Probably my favorite of the 3 recent ones. Probably one of my favorite ones of all time. Okay. It's actually really cool. Even though a lot of people complain about the exo jumps, they're not really a problem in Black Ops 3. In Infinite Warfare, everything is just weird, but besides the point. So you were like this hardcore Advanced Warfare player who was really good at the game, and you go play Black Ops 3. Even though the movement is a little different, there's different weapons and perks, you've played Call of Duty for a bit. Compare it to someone who never ever even touched a COD game, and your first game was Advanced Warfare, and their first game was Black Ops 3. You'd actually feel like you'd be doing something. Now, compare that to school. Like, for example, you're in 6th grade, and you have a buddy who's in 7th grade. If you didn't really do so good in 6th grade, it's not going to affect you too much in 7th grade. For the most part. You could always just improve. Because, like, maybe certain things, like math or whatever, it will sort of affect you later on if you don't do good, but everything else just doesn't matter, like, later on, like, unless your career is something, but still. It's not like video games where you play a certain type of game and you can play another game. You go from Call of Duty to Battlefield. Sure, it's going to be different. But someone who's never played a shooter before versus someone who's played COD will be better at Battlefield. A COD player will be better than Battlefield than someone who's never touched a shooter. Because they've played shooters
This mission failure
long enough. They've played shooters to the point where they know what's going on. They know, like, when to reload, when to not reload, when to switch to their secondary. And beginners will not really know that. School doesn't have that basic, except for math, of course. The previous year normally helps you with the next year's, but compare it to COD, or any shooter, not even shooters. What if it's a game like Super Mario Bros? You play a Mario game, you get good at the game, and then you go play another one, and you know exactly what's going on because you played the other games. Because you're good at it, instead of, like, someone who's never played one of those games. Take a game like Overwatch. You played shooters, you'll know how to play it. Even if you played, like, Black Ops 2, like, 3 years prior and haven't really touched, you had some experience versus someone who never even played it, period. So, hey, I know they're completely different franchises, but it's still much more related than each grade in, like, school. In that sense. So that's a big reason why I actually play games a lot.
You're on your own, soldier.
Now let's compare games to, like, sports or whatever. Let's say you want to play basketball or something, so you get really good at basketball. But then you want to change your mind and go play tennis. Well, they're completely different games. They're not even close. Now you could have that same argument. You like playing platformers like Super Mario and you want to switch to a game like Call of Duty, but still. No two sports are alike. Well, actually, that's a lie. You could complain that. But the basic sports, okay. The basic sports, baseball, basketball, football, tennis maybe. A lot of people say bowling's not a real sport, whatever. But what are the main FPS video games? COD, Battlefield, Overwatch, Titanfall. They're all similar games. Now you could argue you trying to compare a AAA shooter to a AAA platformer. Not that there's too many left. You got Super Mario and I think that's it. But really worth mentioning that I play video games because, like, many people play sports. It's cool that you like playing sports, but once you master the sport, you can't really do much more. In COD, you can get good. You can be good to the point where you're like going positive. You can be good where you're getting a 2 KD, a 3 KD, a 4 KD, a 5 KD, or you could be getting to the point where you're literally never dying in a single match, and you can get you get flawlesses like every other match. If you can get that good, with sports, you can't really get too much better. And plus, you have to rely on your teammates more. In FPS games, you sort of sometimes have to rely on them. But if you're good yourself, you're fine. If you're playing football or something, and you're really good at being a quarterback, that's not going to help if the rest of the team is horrible. I don't know really much about football, but you get the point. And then, let's say you're a really good sniper. You're a really good sniper on Battlefield. I mean, you would think that if you didn't have good salt people, you'd doing bad, but snipers are pretty effective. Let's say it's the other way around. Sorry. Let's say it's the other way around, and you're playing, and the assault class people are better than the snipers. It's not like deadly. It's not like the game won't. It's not like the game won't work as well. And if you have any arguments about this topic, please leave them in the comments. Also, like and subscribe. Wish me the best, because I'm really not feeling too well right now, and hopefully see you guys in the next video. Bye bye, you wonderful subscribers, you flameheads. See ya, bye.